Hi everybody, I'm Eric Walker for AllForSciFi.com and welcome to another review. Today we're going to review Star Wars Clone Wars Episode 10, The Phantom Apprentice. No, not The Phantom Menace, The Phantom Apprentice. And it says part 2, but the last episode was called Old Friends Not Forgotten, so I'm a little confused at why they called this part 2. I know it's part of the same story arc, so that's not confusing, but why not just call it part 2? Why rename it? Anyway, to make a couple quick announcements, we got this in the other day. This is the Black Series. Look, it's the Knight of Ren. So we got this in, so look for this video. I'm going to be doing an unboxing and a review of the Knight of Ren, so look for that coming here shortly, maybe next week. And also, thank you everybody who's been staying at home, been keeping everybody safe. We're almost through this stupid virus that's got everybody shaken up and scared. We're almost through this, so I want to thank all the frontline workers out there who have been, stocking, all the stock boys at the grocery markets, all the people still picking up the trash, of course, all the nurses and doctors that are putting their life on the line and helping to save lives. Thank you, all the frontline workers, for still going out there and risking your life. And we're almost done with this, so let's keep a prayer that we'll get through this soon. And at the beginning of the video, we always give the rating. But before we do that, when you see the sign that says spoilers here next to my hand, when that comes up, that means we're going to start talking about spoilers and we're going to do a recap of the episode. So if you haven't seen this particular episode, go ahead and pause it and come back later and watch our recap and review. But as always, also wanted to mention, if this is the first time that you've stumbled across AllForSciFi and our reviews and our videos, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button to this channel and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video. And we're doing that a lot these days because we have a lot of time on our hands. And also, it really helps us a lot if you give this video a thumbs up. So please like this video and give it a thumbs up because that really helps the ratings on our channel. And okay, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Let's go ahead and give the rating first. At AllForSciFi, we have a rating system is 0 to 5 stars. Of course, 5 being the best. If it's rated 3 stars or lower, we don't recommend you go to the movie theater. Of course, nobody's going out these days. Or we don't recommend, in this case, since it's on Disney Plus, we don't recommend you stream it if it's 3 stars or below. But the official AllForSciFi rating of Episode 10, which is entitled The Phantom Apprentice, gets 5 stars. Yes, 5 stars. This is the second episode this year of the Clone Wars that got a 5-star rating. Was it as good as last week? A lot of people think that last week, and I know I said this last week, but I'm hearing a lot of chatter about this. Last week being one of the best episodes of all time of the Clone Wars. Was this one as good? Almost. I wouldn't say it was as good, but this is very close. It's a really, really great episode. Let's go ahead and discuss it now. So you're going to see a sign that says spoilers here. So we're going to go ahead and get into discussions of what we liked about this episode. A lot of the things I liked about this episode, of course, since I'm a musician, and you see my keyboard here, and of course you see there's Baby Yoda and Din Djarin and everything else over there, and of course the Tauntaun. What I liked a lot about this episode, since I am a musician, is I love the music in this episode. In fact, when Ahsoka and Maul were fighting, some of those themes kind of reminded me of Duel of Fates from Revenge of the Sith. So it was pretty awesome. The music was really, really stellar. And of course, at the very beginning of the episode, we get the old-fashioned Lucasfilm green logo, which reminds us back in the old days, the original trilogy. And again, this episode very much is very epic. The way it plays like a movie. The way the music is, the way the editing is, it's very epic. It starts off with the last episode, Old Friends Not Forgotten, ended. So we have Ahsoka and we have Darth Maul, and she's trapped and they're in the sewer, and we have Maul, parading around her, giving his typical Maul speeches. And while Darth Maul's doing that, of course, that gives Ahsoka time. She hits the button on her comm link to call, so Captain Rex knows where she's at. So they're able to get on her signal, know where she's at, and that helps them. So Captain Rex and them end up coming to her rescue. Commander Rex. Now he's a commander, by the way, because he got promoted. I know in last week's episode I incorrectly stated that he might have died, but I guess he didn't die. It was another clone. So they end up showing up, and they have a little bit of a fight, and Darth Maul escapes, of course. And then we flash cut to Bo-Katan and Ahsoka, and them. They're having a meeting with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And during that meeting, Ahsoka tells Obi-Wan Kenobi that Darth Maul mentions Darth Sidious. And that kind of surprises Obi-Wan Kenobi, that she had mentioned Darth Sidious, and he had heard about Darth Sidious. And Kenobi tells them that the Jedi Council has long suspected that the Clone Wars was being played on both sides by some other forces or something like that, and on both sides. And Kenobi mentions also to Ahsoka that Anakin killed Count Dooku, which is a reference, of course. Now we're starting to see a lot of tie-ins to Revenge of the Sith, especially in this episode. Not just Revenge of the Sith, but we also later get a tie-in to Rogue One. So Obi-Wan Kenobi mentions that Anakin killed Count Dooku, and which is a great tie-in. Love that. And that he's been also that he has been dispatched to go take care of General Grievous. So again, another tie-in. And also when we see Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's wearing the robes that he wore in Revenge of the Sith. So now we see him wearing the same robes that he later has a battle with Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. And yeah, it's just great the way this episode is unfolding. At one moment, Anakin asked to speak to Ahsoka alone. And at that point, Obi-Wan Kenobi, when he's speaking to Ahsoka, he lets Ahsoka know that Anakin cannot come and help her because he's been dispatched and he's supposed to spy on Emperor Palpatine. Well, not Emperor Palpatine. It's actually the Palpatine at that time. Later he becomes Emperor Palpatine. I'm jumping ahead, so forgive me. So he tells Ahsoka that Anakin has been given assignment by the Jedi Council to spy on Palpatine, and Ahsoka doesn't like it, just like Anakin doesn't like it. And she even mentions, Anakin, that's Anakin's friend. How can you expect him to spy on his friend? And Palpatine has done so many good things for the Republic. So she's really upset about all this stuff, and you kind of see how she's upset, just like Anakin was upset, which I thought was very interesting. So then, as they're talking and they're discovering this, Rex interrupts the meeting and says another battle's taken place, so that they have to interrupt their meeting. And so Bo-Katan and them have to, at this, and right after that, we go to a point where we see Maul basically interrogating Jesse, because Jesse, who's a clone, he took Jesse because he's an older clone, and he thought he could get more information from Jesse. And he even does the thing where he tries to grab the information out of his mind, and he's doing a mind thing, really mind messing with him, and to try to get information from him. So after that, and then we are having a battle. And the battles in this are really great. And at one other point, they end up going. Bo-Katan and Ahsoka and Rex end up going to talk with. His name is Almec, who is the leader of the Mandalorians, and they're trying to discuss with him. Trying to figure out what's going on with everything that's been happening. And as they're interrogating Almanac, he starts to tell them that Darth Maul wasn't there just for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like I mentioned earlier, he's there he hopes a second person's there. And right as he does that, Gar Saxon ends up shooting him twice. And as he's sitting there about ready to die, he is able to tell Ahsoka that Darth Maul really wants something to do with, he wants to Anakin Skywalker. So that intrigues Ahsoka. You know, what is Darth Maul wanted? I thought he wanted to have something to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi, but what does he want to do with Anakin? You know, her master. So you know, because Gar Saxon ended up shooting him, Bo-Katan and the other Mandalorians go and try to grab him and capture him, and a really cool battle happens between Bo-Katan and Gar Saxon. At one point, she's using that Mandalorian shield, really cool shield that we saw in the last episode, and she ends up getting underneath the elevator, and she's pushing it to try to stop her jetpack. It almost barely saves her, and she's able to, you know, get from underneath the elevator before it crushes her. So then they end up going to the throne room, the Mandalorian throne room, and guess who's there? Darth Maul's there, and sitting there on the throne like he's on the throne of Mandalore. That really, you could tell that really made Bo-Katan pretty mad. She starts firing at him. And so the battle ends up raging on. Darth Maul has Jesse in handcuffs. He actually at this moment shows that Darth Maul actually does have a good side, sort of. So he lets Jesse go after he's already messed up his mind. And Jesse goes up to Ahsoka and Rex and apologizes and says, "I'm sorry, I told them everything." And Ahsoka says, "Don't worry about it." So after that, the battle rages on, like I mentioned. They end up, Bo-Katan and Rex and them have to go outside and deal with the battle. That's because Gar Saxon is back with all the troops that Darth Maul rallied and gave this great speech to earlier when he was dealing when he was messing with Jesse earlier. So now Ahsoka and Darth Maul are there to battle each other. What a battle it is. And as they're fighting each other with the lightsabers, it's a great battle scene. Ahsoka kind of gets cocky with Darth Maul and even says, "It's a good thing Obi-Wan Kenobi wasn't here based on the way you're fighting, because he would have taken care of you really quick." So, or Anakin, as far as that matters. So at one point, Darth Maul ends up going through the glass outside. He tries to escape. Ahsoka follows him all the way up to, they're really high up, and they're battling again. And at one point, Darth Maul kind of looks like he's got the upper hand, and he might beat Ahsoka, but Ahsoka ends up beating him. And she knocks him down, and he starts to fall to his death, and she uses the Force and stops him from falling, uses the Force to grab him. And Darth Maul saying, "Please, just let me go, let me drop to my death." Like, he's seeing doom and glory. I think Maul's vision, because I guess the Sith, like the Jedi, could see visions of the future. He knows in the future he's going to be battling and end up being killed. I guess he sees that Anakin's going to kill him later, and he sees that Anakin's going to become Darth Vader and the apprentice to Darth Sidious, and that was his vision. And he's telling Ahsoka, "Please, let me die, let me die." But she doesn't. She holds him until Rex and all of them are able to come up and grab him. And after they do that, they have Darth Maul in custody, and it ends on a shot right there. They've captured Maul, and it ends on a shot with Ahsoka there. Another cliffhanger. So what's going to happen next? I don't know. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are witnessing, I believe we are maybe witnessing the best Clone Wars episodes of the entire series. These last two episodes were definitely way up there. Oh, I can't wait to see how Dave Filoni closes the last two episodes. We only have 2 more episodes left. I hope it's as good as it looks like it's going to be. But again, the official rating of episode 10, The Phantom Apprentice, is 5 stars. Let's see if the last 2 episodes will hold up. Thank you guys very much. Again, if this is the first time you've stumbled across our videos, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the subscription button and hit the notification bell so you're notified every time we upload videos. We're going to have this review and unboxing of the new Knight of Ren Black Series 6-inch next week. You'll want to see the unboxing of that. And also, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us when you like our channel. If you don't like it, please just ignore it then. Just move on. If you don't, will give us a thumbs up, move along. You've never seen these videos if you want to give it a thumbs down. Give it a like. You will give this video a like, a thumbs up. You will. Anyway, I'm your host, Eric Walker for AllForSciFi.com, saying, may the force be with us.